Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and in today's video we're going to be doing our Q&A video as per usual this week after the recent episode of The Walking Dead Dead City. This for episode 3. So, I checked a lot of comments, a lot of people are split on episode 3. You guys know, obviously, I loved it. I had some people telling me, they were just like, Dan, you're a little bit biased, man. You're a little bit, too much of a simp for Walking Dead universe. Listen, Walking Dead has a special place in my heart, so obviously I'm always going to try my best to enjoy it, so maybe there is a little bit of bias there. I will agree, but if you've seen my reviews for Daryl Dixon Season 2, if you've seen my reviews for Fear the Walking Dead, if you've seen my review for the Season 1 finale of The Ones Who Live, you will know that I am not a simp for The Walking Dead. I just am usually going in positive, and then if things are negative, I give my thoughts. I can't even believe I got to describe this to people, but people are calling me a simp in the comment section, and I would like to clarify that I am not a Walking Dead simp, you know what I mean? I even criticized Season 1 of Dead City for too much of the Maggie and Negan hate, you know what I mean? I've given The Walking Dead a lot of hate. I mean, watch my Fear reviews for Season 7. I think every goddamn episode I gave a low rating. Some of them I gave like 0 out of 10s. I am not a Walking Dead simp, and I do want to make that clear to people that are accusing me of that. I am not a Walking Dead simp. I am just fair. And yes, I have a lot of love and passion for The Walking Dead.
Mi pasión.
So I try my best to go in positive. That may have an effect on ratings sometimes, sure. But I always criticize things when they stand out to me as bad or goofy or cringe. So I would like to still point that out for anybody that accuses me of being a Walking Dead simp.
You wanna know why? You wanna know why?
Well, this is going well.
You know me. If I have no flaws with an episode, even if it's not a mind-blowing episode, if there's nothing that I don't like in an episode, I will give it a 10. That's how I roll. And if there's things I really just despise and there's nothing remotely good in an episode, I will sink as low as a 0 out of 10 if there is nothing remotely that good. So, and I've done it. Like I said, watch my Fear reviews, you know what I mean? So, I just wanted to clarify that because I know there's some people who are saying, oh, you're being too nice. I don't think I am. I think I'm being fair. I think so far this season has not presented anything that I don't like. I'm going to continue doing that until something stands out as bad. Or if the whole goddamn season's a 10 out of 10, then the whole season's a 10 out of 10. That's the way it's going to go. So, that's just the way I rate things. What can I say? So, anyway, getting into your guys' comments, starting off with Snake and as well GM, who says, Dan, why do you think that Maggie is holding Lucille? Also, do you think that Maggie will use Lucille to save Negan at one point this season? Well, honestly, I actually think you might have nailed it, both of you, in a way. The way I think this is going to go is that Maggie, and I've mentioned this in theory videos before, it's too obvious that Negan is going to kill the Croat. It is way too obvious. Episode 7, a Croatian title. It's way too obvious. The way I see this going down, Negan is going to get Croat dead to rights, yes. Croat is going to do something so horrible that Negan is going to have enough, right? Which, obviously, what is that thing? Tough to say, but, Negan's going to, take him out at one point. Here's the thing, though. I think Maggie's going to be there at the last minute. And I think that Negan is going to be getting hallucinations, as we know, from Lucille, which they've confirmed this season. Hillary Burton is coming back. I think Lucille is going to accuse Negan of being addicted to blood and gore and power and all that shit. And she's going to say, you don't need to bash people's brains in for you to, have that power. There's other ways of you being successful in this world, and you're addicted to it, and she's going to really accuse him of that, and that's going to hurt Negan's, feelings. And I think that by the time he gets Croat dead to rights, he's going to want to bash his head in. He's going to want to do what Negan always does. But he's going to see Maggie, a grieving mother that suffered her son's toe getting cut off, and her son being brainwashed by this psycho woman, who was brought here by the Croat. Negan is going to see Maggie, he is going to give that bat to Maggie, and he's going to say, here, Croat, he did this to your boy, he brought him here, he's why your son is always not going to be the same, you kill Croat, you get it done. I don't need this, you do, you need this more than I do. And Negan and Maggie are going to do that for each other. That would be great writing, and I think that is how you should kill the Croat off, and that is why I think Maggie should hold Lucille. The only reason why Maggie would hold Lucille is to kill the guy that hurt and brainwashed her son, before it's too late and before Negan does something that Negan doesn't need to do. Genuinely, that is how I think that scenario should go down. I think that would be brilliant. And if they go that route, that is fucking chef's kiss. You know what I mean? That would be awesome. That would be really good. And it would also bring Negan and Maggie closer together. No, not closer in bed together, you fucking simps. No, I mean closer together as in an understanding with each other and, you know, shit like that. That's what I think it would be. I think that would be fantastic. But again, time will tell, right? Time will tell. Well, it's hard to say what will happen there, why Maggie's holding Lucille. But that is an imaginary scenario on somewhat what I think will happen, because I think that's possible, what I just said. But also, I also think that it would just be the best direction for the story to go. I think it would, you know, give a lot of layers to Negan and Maggie and their relationship and Croat's death and what happened to Hershel and the, you know, the reason why Negan kind of breaks out of this life at the end of the season and stuff. I just think it would be the most logical thing. It would be really good. The next one comes from JD, who says that, Dan, honestly, no, I don't think you're a Walking Dead simp at all. I think you are a really just enjoying fan of Dead City, and Last of Us does not stand a chance towards Dead City. And I think that's the only reason why. You tell it how it is, and I respect that. Well, thank you very much, JD. I do appreciate that. And I know my diehard fans know that I'm not a simp for Walking Dead. The people that have watched my channel for long enough, you know I just am fair. And if there's nothing I don't like, then I go a 10, you know? And if there's nothing remotely that I don't like, I give shows a 0. I do. Straight up. I will sink to that low of a rating, for sure. Like Fear, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, like, in terms of, this season, I don't want to compare it to other TV shows because this is a Walking Dead video, but yes, if you've been watching The Last of Us Season 2, that is a mid-ass season. I mean, I'm trying to be nice when I say that's a mid-ass season. I would say it's below mid in some areas, you know what I mean? But I mean, people that are saying that The Last of Us, I saw reactions to episode 6 the other day, and there's like people crying and they're getting the tissues out and they're like, you know, I'm like, what the fuck, man? What is so fucking emotional? My God, you're bawling at this shit? Play the fucking video game. Then you'll bawl your eyes out with reason too. That shit has an impact because there's good actors, there's good, you know, writing, there's good charisma. That shit is crying worthy. I will agree with that. And I've heard people say that to me too, like, Dan, you cried at a video game? Damn right I did. It's fucking good. It's really fucking good. In particular, the first one, you know what I mean? And somehow that second season of the adaptation is making me appreciate a second game that I don't even like that much. That's how you know there's a problem. So when I see people saying that shit is artwork, and then they go back and say the Dead City is a mediocre whatever the hell, I'm like, nah, man, I'm sorry. Dead City is way more consistent, way more well-written. I don't care if it's a spinoff. I don't care if it's an offshoot show with Negan and Maggie. It's still more enjoyable than the shit that Last of Us is providing. Way more important. And it's more enjoyable, the characters are better, I just have more fun with it. Is it as high budget as Last of Us? No, but that's what you know, every time somebody says that a show is better than the other because this show has a higher rating and higher budget than the other show, I call bullshit. It's story and that's it. You know what I mean? That's what I hate when people say. They're like, oh, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon is going to be better than Dead City Season 2 because look at the scenery and look at the visuals and all that. Listen, that is background noise. I want good visuals. I'll look at a fucking canvas. You know what I'm saying? That's not why I critique shows. I critique shows because of the story. If I look at Daryl Dixon Season 2 and I look at Dead City Season 2 so far, keep in mind, it's night and day. Dead City is kicking its ass, you know what I mean? Because though Dead City may not have as nice of a budget and as good of money as, you know, Daryl Dixon has, you can definitely tell. Either way, it doesn't matter. I am here for the story, and then if the visuals are nice, that's a bonus to me. You know what I mean? That's why people say, oh yeah, Last of Us, you know, Season 2, like, oh my God, you know, it looks so nice. Dead City is a low budget. So fucking what? They have so much more of a more well-told story and more of a, you know, detailed plot going on than Belly with her girlfriend, you know, saying, you love me? You love me? Yeah, Dead City's better. Easily, Dead City's better. Dead City doesn't do that shit. Dead City's real. It's in the apocalypse. It doesn't stall the story. It gets to the goddamn point, and that's what I like about Dead City. That's why everybody that's sitting there comparing Last of Us to Dead City, it's night and day for me. It's not even close. I don't even care if the rest of Dead City Season 2 goes to shit. already you are more enjoyable for me because there are more characters I care about. There's more story I care about. Even if this season does go to shit, which I don't think it will, but even if it does, I'm still going to probably say I enjoy this more because I care more about the characters. I care more about the storyline. I just give a shit more, I guess is the way I'd be putting it. So, I don't know. It's all those people that are comparing Last of Us to Dead City. That's my stance on that situation. But again, that's just one man's opinion. So, it's, you know, it's kind of tough to fully say, you know what I mean? Next one comes from Josh, who says, Dan, I gotta say, I was very much kind of shocked about what we saw from Hershel this episode. Also, I think the reason why he's so loyal to the Dama is because she acts like he is, you know, safe with her and that he can tell her anything, and she's making Maggie look bad by saying that she's obsessed with Negan, which is why Hershel feels like he's not loved by Maggie because Dama is putting that in his head, and she's making it seem like Hershel is more paid attention to by the Dama than Maggie is paying attention to him, and it's that whole, you know, reverse psychology type of situation. Yeah, I agree. I think Dama is definitely putting that shit in his head because, again, you know, she's a massive manipulator. I mean, there's a reason why she's made it as far as she has, you know what I'm saying? We may not have seen everything on screen over the years, but I'm sure there's a, you know, a reason, and there's multiple people that I'm sure she's manipulated in the same way, and it's just that simple, you know what I mean? It's just that simple. So, yeah, definitely. I think Dama is a crazy person because it's not about the whole physical element, you know? It's all about the mental, you know, manipulation that she's doing to this kid. And it's getting to him. You can tell it is getting to him. And it's crazy because the way she's talking about, you know, Maggie and her focus on Negan, and then Hershel's back with his mother, and all she's talking about is Negan and getting Negan out of her head. And you're kind of sitting there in Hershel's perspective, and you're like, oh shit, you know, is the Dama right? It's crazy manipulation, man. It really, really is. It's pretty insane. And the last one comes from Iron, who says that, honestly, Dan, do you see a scenario where maybe Hershel has Negan dead to rights on the ground with a gun pointed towards him, and Annie begs Hershel to spare Negan, maybe even his son as well. And then Hershel sees Negan's family, he sees the situation, and he decides to back out and spare Negan. No, I don't. Maybe in this show, temporarily, yes. I think one day that kid is killing Negan. I've said that many times before. I think eventually Hershel kills Negan. Whether he's like an old man and Hershel's a grown-up, you know, adult at that point, I think that's what it'll be. I think a grown-up Hershel will kill an old man Negan. I do think that'll happen. I still don't think it's going to be for a little while, but I do think eventually that will happen. Yes, I do think that will happen. And some people may call me crazy. I see Negan dying when this whole thing ends, you know? At least when, well, Gimple's never going to wrap this shit up. Whenever the main core Walking Dead characters are wrapped up, whenever, however that is, I think Negan will be killed by Hershel. Yeah, I do. But again, that's a bold statement, I know, and that's a ways away, so it's hard to predict at the moment, but that's where I see this whole thing going. So, anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of episode 3? I know some people are split on it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been enjoying this season, and I think episode 4 is probably going to be the best one yet. I mean, we got Tig from Sons of Anarchy in this shit. If you don't know the actor, you're about to know him, damn it. He's really good. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, sure, click subscribe and you don't miss any other videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of The Walking Dead Dead City. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.